Dr. Craig, I think I can speak for all of us in thanking you for your faithfulness to God's calling and for equipping the body of Christ to share our hope and our faith winsomely with the world. And I guess my question for you would be, in light of, it seems like the culture is changing very fast right now, and it's being manifested in the universities particularly. I guess my question for you would be, you've talked about philosophy and philosophy departments as a beachhead to perhaps re-engage with the university and re-engage with the culture. And I guess I would just ask you, how do you see that project as going right now in light of so much going on there?
What our brother is referring to is a renaissance of Christian philosophy that's been going on over the last half century or four. So back in the 1940s and 50s, there were virtually no Christian philosophers visible in the United States. And books written by Christians in philosophy were virtually non-existent. Same with apologetics. All you had maybe was Cornelius Van Til and Gordon Clark back in those days. And today we are awash in apologetic materials and ministries and literature and videos and so forth. And I think this awakening among the grassroots in the churches of Christian apologetics is part of the fruit of this renaissance in Christian philosophy as it trickles down out of the ivory tower into the pews, so to speak. And this is ongoing. I am very encouraged. I see a new generation of young Christian philosophers coming up through graduate school to take the place of the older philosophers that are retiring. Alvin Plantinga said a few years ago that he thought that the number of Christians among graduate students in philosophy was 50% greater than the number of Christian philosophers that there are today. Now, if that's even close to true, that holds great promise to the future. Now, to get back to a question that was asked earlier, I want to connect with the collapse of the mainline denominations in the United States, like the Episcopalian Church, the Catholic Church, Presbyterian Church, and so forth, what has happened is that Christianity has lost its cultural influence in the United States. And more, the middle ground is emptying out. We're becoming more and more polarized. You're either a secularist or you're an evangelical Christian. But that middle ground of nominal mainline Christians is rapidly emptying out in our culture. What that means is that if our culture is not to go down the drain, we have got, as evangelicals, to win back that lost ground that the mainline denominations have lost. We have got to beat the secularists at their own game. We have got to be better scientists, better philosophers, better thinkers than them. We need to be involved in politics and in entertainment and in sports and all the rest. I just so long to see a revival in this country where evangelical Christianity will grow and begin to assume a position of cultural influence that was once held by these mainline denominations back in the 1950s. In the most recent Pew studies that I've seen, evangelical Christianity was the only group among Christian groups that is holding its own as a percentage of the US population, somewhere around 25% or slightly more, whereas Roman Catholics and all these other groups are just plummeting. But evangelicals are holding their own, and we need to keep doing that and to do better than that by evangelizing and sharing the gospel, defending the faith, and seeking to be salt and light in a decaying culture.